Friends, today we will be discussing about pollution in the industrial areas and its control. The idea is to depollute the industrial environment. I also wish to discuss the other topic related to pollution, which is the pollution in the urban area, the cities and the towns, as well as the rural areas, the villages or suburban areas. But for today, we'll concentrate on depolluting the industrial areas. Friends, for the last few hundred years, when we thought of industrial revolution, industries came up, we started becoming modern, plants and equipment were made and installed. But that time nobody thought that it will cause so much of pollution that it will be difficult for us to live and world won't remain a livable place. For the last 50 years, every government is trying to depollute, and there are many technologies which have come up, but there has to be a willpower. There has to be an attitude towards this. The government and the governments have to motivate the industrial units and its promoters to think of depolluting the environment. For this matter, there are two types of aspects as to how to depollute. Once we are going to have the new industrial units established, the way we are thinking every day, that businesses change from one place to the other, some investors leave one country, go to the other, so new plants are to be installed. When the new industries are to come up, then in that case, we have to ensure that we have the clean technology. One technology is clean. From the day one, you pollute as less as possible. The other way out, where you feel that the existing industries can't be closed, and it will be very expensive to really replace the equipment with new equipment which will not pollute or pollute less, then you have the cleaning up technology. That you pollute, but again you have the solution so that you do the right treatment for the pollutants in order to ensure that it doesn't harm anyone. Examples are many. If you talk of the industries, wherever you go, you take up cement industry, which is very much essential for construction industry. Buildings are made every day, roads are made, cement is required. But cement is also a polluting industry. We have developed appropriate technologies which must be implemented by the promoting agencies dealing with such industrial units. Otherwise, it is going to be not only a health hazard, but otherwise also, in neighboring areas also, there are many types of problems caused by the cement industries. That is one. Talk of the paper industry. We need tons of paper, millions of tons of paper. Even if we use waste to convert recycled paper, we keep on polluting. Then what is the answer? The answer lies in depolluting by using the appropriate technologies in order to ensure that paper industries, paper plants don't pollute. Then comes petrochemical plants. We have the pharmaceutical units, which are quite polluting industries. Once the wastes are coming, we have to first treat those solid or liquid or gas, whatever is coming, and only then it can be left out to come to the open atmosphere. It is wrong to dump the wastes into the rivers. There was a time when most of the industrial units used to be near the banks of the rivers, so that the entire effluent, it is either solid or liquid. It is dumped into the sea also, or for that matter, rivers also. It must be stopped. Otherwise, what happens? You pollute the rivers, you pollute our Ganges or any other river. There was a time when the Thames River of London was one of the most polluted rivers because of the industrialization, but it has been depolluted because the industries were asked not to pollute, and then some measures were done to depollute the river also. Accordingly, for Ganges also, for Ganga also, we have to first stop pollution from the source itself, and then also ensure that if still the river is not clean, we have to depollute or clean it. But if you feel that the pollutants will still be reaching the rivers and keep on cleaning it, it is not possible. So we have to have treatment plants, common treatment plants. There are many aspects. We have the tannery industry, leather industry. There was a time when all over the world no treatment plants were there. And during the last, say, about 40 years, we have seen the government became very active once the people were dying and the soil was also polluted, rivers were polluted, ponds were polluted. Then many industries were closed and they were given the appropriate time with appropriate technologies to install treatment plants. We have the winery. There are many distilleries where we keep on polluting. We have to depollute the environment. We have the thermal power plants. We have mining industries. We have steel industries. So talk of the industry, you will be amazed to see that pollution is always caused, but there is no way out. The only way out is to depollute. If it is more polluting, try to replace the old equipment with new equipment so that clean technologies are used. It doesn't cost much because the waste you are creating and leaving can also be recycled and reused. So whatever money you will earn by certainly converting waste into gold, some portion of that amount can be spent on installing treatment plants and pollution control equipment and some manpower expenses. So friends, that way it is quite possible to depollute. There has to be a proper cadre of depolluting experts. We have many engineers coming out, but hardly environmental engineers, pollution control equipments are produced. And once it's a matter of selecting the branch, they will go for electronics engineering or mechanical engineering or computer engineering or civil engineering, electrical engineering. No. Future is of environmental engineering. Future is of hydropower engineering. So they must go for these new and emerging technologies and emerging courses and prepare a competent cadre of experts so that if the industrial units need those manpower, they can be readily available so that they have no excuse to say that we don't have manpower, why should we invest? Because we will still be polluting. That way, there has to be a coordinated approach, an integrated approach to tackle this issue of pollution by depolluting our industrial areas, industrial environment and industrial units. On some other day, we'll talk about pollution control in the cities, in the towns, in the suburban areas, in the rural areas, in the villages, everywhere. Pollution is there, but it is very much possible through appropriate technology to depollute all such areas. With these words, I thank you once again, and on some other day we will meet very soon maybe tomorrow morning with a new topic. And friends, by that time, goodbye. Thank you very much, and may peace prevail on this Mother Earth.